Okay, so the Sunsteel Syndicate, on their journey eventually towards Sauzi to aid Varys, bless you,
Ah,
salut,
was okay.
to
Thank you.
evade, to assist Varys in finding and locating his friend, have made a way stop at the small village of Tavlos Ren, where they've taken it kind of a point to ingratiate themselves with some of the local townsfolk after spending a night of revelry, enjoying the the entertainment that is the Tabernathlon. You discovered that there's Tavlos Ren is beset by an infestation of orcs in the area, and apparently have not been able to secure aid and assistance from the other higher ups for one reason or another. So you've volunteered your services. After meeting with the village lady, Daishikari Kiyamoto, you were contracted to locate this nearby orc encampment, which was supposed to be somewhere nearby. At the very least, to recover information, and at the very best, to deal with the problem. And so you made a trek, eventually reaching nightfall northward off the beaten path to come across an orc encampment. You, unfortunately, an eagle-eyed orc was able to spot Varys crouching just off the edge of the light on the perimeter edge of the encampment, raised the alarm, and at least that choice was made for you. A fight was broken out, and eventually proved with you guys being victorious. You did find some captives, some, I think I said three women that had been taken captive and were not in good shape by any means. Poked around for. There was some discussion about whether to stay or whether to just hoof it back to the village as soon as possible. Because apparently there was an orc warband from the camp that had already gone out and didn't was prudent to not remain when more orcs decided to show up. Varys discovered a kind of half present silvery sword, which he identified as one of the silver swords of the Githyanki, that seems to be slowly disappearing over time, and decided to keep that for further investigation. And as you've been kind of gathering up and moving things around, you did hear like something moving across the rocks up top. Called out. There's no response, and you've just been kind of gathering your stuff and getting the people rescued. So, oh, what's the wrong map? So, as the as you've gathered all of these things up together, in the middle of this encampment, you're also with the half orc assistant
Oh,
D, one of the bodyguards of the village lady. And this whole time that you guys have been kind of poking through things and gathering stuff, she's been decapitating the corpses of some of these orc heads and sticking them on pikes all around the edge. She
Nice.
goes over to the troll and hacks off his head and puts it right at the front. And it's very grisly. And it seems to be very intentionally so. As you all are gathering together in the very dark night, considering what your next action is, a few lazy snowflakes begin to drift down. What do you, the Sunsteel Syndicate, wish to do?
Well, I think I've made my stance clear. I don't think we should be around here much longer.
Um, I agree that we should get out of here. Um,
We put together a sled, didn't we? We put together
Yeah,
something last
yeah,
time.
to help carry the hostages out.
A very makeshift, rudimentary construction with what was available. We'll see how long it lasts.
right.
But there wasn't
They
a
don't seem like they're able to walk on their own, do they?
With assistance, they look very
Oh,
frail. They're very frail and they're moving
gotcha.
very, very slow.
Okay. Um, hmm.
safety first, and then we'll be doing
So,
any good. We won't be doing any good for anybody if we don't get out of a potential ambush. If those orcs come back and they find us, well, we're dead in the water.
should we set up a camp somewhere else, where they're less, where they're not going to find us? Because I don't know if we can get all the way back. How long, DM? How long was it to walk here? A couple hours.
Um, Anywhere between 3 and 4 hours is
Okay.
your best guess. Mallory, you kind of see some sort of movement, like an arrow or a flicker of some of the residual campfire light that kind of makes your head turn kind of over again in the same area where you'd seen some of those pebbles from above fall down. You don't see anything, but there's just some sort of movement that catches your attention. Um, I also need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Ooh,
Okay.
just in time.
we're off to off to a great start. Oh, that's not bad.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Um,
That is a 20 for me.
it's a 16 for me.
Okay.
Back to my
Resilient
dice.
wisdom feat. The very first thing I do is roll a wisdom saving throw. That's good.
Already paying off for you. Look at
Oh
that.
yeah.
Got a 16.
Okay.
Hey, look at that. Twinsies.
Cute.
Awesome. Um, you just get the sense, Mallory, that there is something around seeking to remain hidden, but your trained assassin eyes and ears pick up on the disturbance.
Okay. Can I? Well, I'll alert. I'll let you two know that that something's there. Like I saw something, and then can I go check? Can I go check out that area again
Yeah.
with with my bow ready to go if needed?
Okay, so you take your bow and you kind of move over, and it's over in this kind of corner that you saw. Um, some strange, unexpected lengthening of a shadow, um, almost like a breeze rendered visible just through the distortion of the air behind it. Um, I mean, you don't really see anything else up there. I'll say with your make an active perception check.
19.
Okay. The distortion was elevated. You gather that it might be something up on the rocks, relatively higher up, where the light doesn't reach all the way.
I see her peering off into the
Can I
darkness,
call
and
you
I
over?
offer the headband again. for 120 feet of dark vision. I've been double checking the sled as well.
Mm-hmm. You have the sled put together, and it looks to be as well put together as it can under the circumstances. Functional.
Okay.
I'll say there's room for 2 of them on the sled.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
That's good to help the other one walk, maybe.
Yeah. With the added dark vision, does that change anything, or am I still just getting the vibe that there's probably something's going on?
You look up at the stones, and with this enhanced perspective, you can see that there's not necessarily a flat edge that you can see, like a top edge where someone can stand on easily. It could be just from your perspective where you're at, because you're kind of pretty close, kind of looking up, and you're basically just kind of seeing a relatively sheer face of rock. From your current perspective, that's just all you see. So if there is something up there, it might be hiding on the other side. It might be hiding on top, or another thing that is not currently available to your vision.
Okay. I'm gonna go back over to you guys then. And say something's going on here. I keep seeing like rocks falling or something, and I point kind of in the general area of where I was standing and say there might be something hiding up there. I can go up and look if we want, or or someone can go up there and look, or we could just go. But I'm thinking that we probably don't want to stay here.
All right. Well, we certainly don't want to be followed. So whatever that thing is, we better find out. If you want to lead the way, I can accompany you up there. We can take a quick look about, but let's not go too far from the rest of the group either.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Somebody should stay here with the others to keep
Right.
everyone safe.
Can you and
That
D?
should be me.
I was gonna say, can you and D stay here? Mallory and I will go. Mallory and I will go take a look at this.
Okay. I know the call for help when I hear it. But if you can stay where I can see you, maybe.
We'll try to stay in range of a message or something.
Yeah, if I could see you, that would be best. And I'll kind of back over to this campfire here.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Oh, let's go. Let's go see what that's all about then, shall we?
Yep, let's go.
All right. And with that, I'll let Mallory lead the way, and I'll follow her.
I'll just lay down flat on my back with the crossbow or the longbow out, laying on my chest. Because I know it's harder to hit a target that's laying down, and I'll just kind of scan the top edge of the rocks.
Okay.
With my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
As they go.
So where exactly are you and Varys and Mallory moving to investigate?
Do I think that he could boost me up where that ledge is?
With your perception check, it looks scalable with effort.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
it's not like a sheer face. There is a shallow angle to it, and there are some crags that kind of jut out from time to time. It's not, like a smooth cliff face by any means. It's more like a flattened, jagged edge of a very, very large rock.
Oh, okay. Well,
and there are depending on angles and stuff, you might be able to press up against to help climb up. So it looks possible.
Okay. Well, if I give you a boost, shall I get a hand climbing this as well? I'm not exactly a rock climber.
I believe in your ability to try.
Yeah, I'll give it my best shot.
But I think probably going as straight up as we can is probably our best option.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
Okay.
Well, let's try to go as sneakily as we can.
Ilea will
Yeah.
kind of approach and offer to help boost you up.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Ilea.
So who's climbing up first?
Probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably Mallory.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check with advantage.
Yeah, I'm just holding an action to take 2 shots at anything that moves up there.
But not me.
But not you.
See Mallory. Shoots.
Hey,
Hey,
not bad.
you!
14.
Okay.
Not good, not bad.
I'll say it takes you about 10 minutes for you to finally get to a spot where you can kind of where the angle kind of bottoms out a little bit, and it's just a matter of finding your foot. You get past the climbing part, and now it's more of the hiking part.
Cool.
Varys, you gonna climb up as well?
Yeah.
Athletics check with advantage.
Oh, thank goodness. Well, it doesn't matter. I got a natural 20 on the first one.
Okay. So, Varys, it's
It
really
was really Mallory's support.
yes.
Really.
Mm-hmm. The
My
words
words
of
will
the
make-
experienced assassin who has knowledge of climbing up and getting that finger strength of pulling up on windowsills and ledges and stuff really coming in handy with these narrow clefts and crags that stick out. Varys, you're like, this isn't so bad, and you're toward the end. You're actually a little impatient with Mallory, who seems to be being overly cautious climbing up. But the two of you
Yeah,
manage to get to the top
gosh.
at the same time.
Good deal.
From this perspective
do
at
I-
the top, you can see that it's not like a perfectly flat surface. It's more of like the boulder, but the boulder is so large that even though it's rounded, it looks relatively flat. It's enough that you can cautiously kind of move on all fours over the top. Just immediately a cursory glance, you don't see anything up there.
The boulder is conflicted.
Can I investigate?
Yeah, what do you want to investigate for?
Does it look like there's any rocks that something could maybe be behind?
Okay.
Can I just help
Shall
her take a look around then?
So, like, looking for hiding places?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then make a perception check. And if Varys is helping you, you get advantage.
Yeah.
Woohoo. Natural 20.
Okay.
9.
Let
My
me
roll is over here.
reference something I didn't think I needed.
Well, the
I
other
need to
one
reference.
was a 2. So, yay for advantage.
It's the 20 that matters.
Wasn't planning on you guys
So
actually
far,
finding
very
what this would be.
successful.
Connor was like, shoot, that was the only roll you could have gotten.
It's another Horn of Valhalla.
No.
That Horn of Valhalla that you
It
found?
followed us.
I feel like at that point we have to name it. Can we call it Little Tooth?
Okay. So Mallory, you and Varys are looking carefully, coming over this place, moving very quietly. You do see that there are like small pebbles and chipped stone that kind of breaks off easily. And so the fact that you saw and heard some of these chips fall down earlier just reinforces your conclusion that there's something up there. And the fact that you don't see anything, and there's not even small caverns or dips or overhangs, because you've actually climbed up on top of the tallest area of this rock shelf. The only other combination would be either there's nothing, there was something and it left, or it's invisible. And as you start moving towards one of these areas, you hear the very, very quiet sound of something moving across stone away from you.
Oh my gosh, it's our little dragon. It's our little
I was
dragon
just
friend.
gonna say, swear if it's a freaking fairy dragon, I'm gonna lose it.
Fairy dragon.
Nah, he could fly.
With that
I
perception
mean,
check, you know
you can also
exactly
scuttle.
where this thing is at this current moment.
Take a shot. Take the shot.
I was gonna say, can I just try and grab it? Can I like boom?
Yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check.
A 16.
16. Okay.
Wait, I got this one.
You suddenly lunge forward and you feel solid contact. Your first thought is an invisible tree. You feel like bark. And it's kind of difficult though because you know where it is, but you don't see what it is. You don't know how large it is. You tackle for it, and it's smaller than you expected. You feel it more impact around your thighs, and so your hands just kind of cross over open air.
Nice.
Varys, you kind of hear what sounds like uh, just like a solid contact, solid thud, and then you hear the repeated footsteps of something moving very rapidly away. Unfortunately, Mallory, there was not enough to grapple it.
Dang it.
When she
Okay.
lunged at it,
It happened.
could I have taken a shot just blindly at whatever I thought she was grabbing at?
Let's see. Because how far does your dark vision go?
60 feet?
60 feet? It's a little tricky because they're pretty high up from where you're at, unless you've gotten a little bit closer. Either way, I'll say yeah. Either way, go ahead and make a attack with disadvantage.
Okay. Do I get 2 shots because of extra attack and I was holding my action?
Well, we'll see.
Okay. Disadvantage is a 1.
Okay. You see Mallory moving in, you just instinctively pull back and let loose the arrow, and it just sails overhead. Make a dexterity check.
Okay. 8.
Wow, it rolled a 9. So it's moving in, and by the time you loose off the second arrow, there's no chance of it possibly hitting.
Okay.
Varys, you can hear it by now. It is still invisible, but you can actively hear it running away, leaning to go off the other side. It sounds like it's trying to get off of the rock shelf, off onto the other side.
Okay. I just wanna kind of shout out at it and be like, wait, hello, are you? Sorry if my friends are shooting at you. Hello. We don't mean to hurt you if you mean no harm to us.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
All right. Come on. Okay. That's fine. That's not fine. Okay. That was a 2. So that's going to be a solid 10.
It seems to have jumped off, and you hear the impact as it rushes against some bushes off of the other side and seems to be moving away.
Well, whatever that was, it's gone now.
That was weird. It was short. I like hit my knees, but I couldn't grab it.
I hear Varys's lead, and just as it's scampering away, I call out, "Sorry."
Okay. Would I know of any like forest gnome type creatures? Probably not. But what? Okay, what's your description of it, Mallory?
I said that I assume it was short because I couldn't grab it, but I definitely hit it with my knees, and it felt weirdly like a tree.
Weirdly, like a tree,
It was
like
bizarre.
some sort of ant creature, but like a small ant,
Yeah.
a tiny ant. Yeah, it's bizarre. I wonder
Look
what.
like little ants from up here.
I wonder why it was watching us. Well, yeah.
Ignatz has been lying on his back for a couple minutes now and is starting to doze off unintentionally. Just it's good to lay down. He's tired.
Well, I don't like the idea that something knows that we're here and we don't know what it is. So now, if there's been any reason to get out of here, then this is double the reason.
Yeah, let's maybe just go.
You look over at D, and all of the corpses have now been decapitated, and the rest of the corpses have been gathered into a pile. She's found a stray piece of, like, broken off the lid of an old wooden crate, and seems to be writing something with the blood of some of the orcs. Just dipping her finger into it and writing something on this wooden panel.
I'm gonna lean over to Varys and say, she's really weird.
It's quite uncivilized, quite frankly.
Ignatz begins to snore quietly.
So uncivilized.
So uncivilized.
When she's done with this panel, she takes the thing, saunters over to the outside, and props it right underneath where the troll's head has been affixed. Then she turns over and shouts, "Are we done messing around?"
Oh, I'm sorry. We were messing around. I thought that was you playing decoration.
She just turns
Ignatz
and
jerks awake at the sound of shouting and kind of jumps up. What? Are we going? What's happening?
Yeah, we got to get out of here. Whatever that critter was, it knows that we're here, and well, it's invisible, so it could be anywhere. The sooner we get out of this place, the sooner we can lose our tail.
Okay. Well, let's get going then. Ignatz will turn to the ladies on the sled, and hand one of them the. No, never mind. I'll hang on to it. Okay. Gonna tell everybody to keep their hands and arms inside the vehicle at all times, and I'll legs and arms, and I'll just pick up the front of it and just start dragging it.
okay. So there's two of them on the sled. They actually look similar. They're probably sisters. Now that there's, with the help of Ilea's healing magic in some way, there's a little bit more of that life has been restored to them. They're 30s, 40s in that range. There's a younger woman that Ilea is just carrying, kind of piggyback, and the other two are happy to be on the way. At this point, the snow is beginning to fall a little bit more. So, like how it was earlier in the day, kind of fat and lazy, not really sticking, melting as soon as it comes, but it's pretty cold. There's a chill wind that's beginning to blow through.
Okay. While we're walking, I want to ask the women, and I'll say to them, look, I know this might be a sensitive topic, but it's important that we know how many of them you saw while you were captured there. We killed about 6 of them and a large troll, but it's likely there's more, and we'd like to get an idea of their numbers.
They just kind of look at each other, and they say, "I can't really be certain. It seems like there was more some nights, more other nights, less. It didn't really seem to be the same every time."
Okay. And what's about the most you counted one night? 10? 15?
They kind of look at each other again. Probably a couple dozen.
A couple dozen. Oh, boy. Bogus. All right. Well, thank you. Again, I know that may be a sensitive topic right now, and I don't want to cause any more alarm. But it's very important that we know what we're up against, so we can best know how to stop them. And with that, I'm going to kind of pull Mallory aside and be like, "This is a much bigger troop than we thought. I mean, we only took out about 6 of them. If there's a few dozen, well, we've got double or even triple those numbers."
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of them. I wonder where they're coming from.
I don't know. I wonder though if reinforcements are going to be on the way now that we've taken out a large number of them. But it's going to be best if we inform. It's going to be best if we inform the lady, and well, we might have to get further military support because there's no way that our crew can take on a dozen of them. We barely handled the 6 of them.
Yeah, we would need more people for sure if we were going to keep.
We're going to keep this campaign going. But at least we know where they are. We know where they're located. And that's a start.
Mm-hmm.
When, actually, let's see. If anybody wants to make a... What would this be? Nature or history check?
I will do a history.
Do you want both, Connor? Because I can do nature, or you just
Sure.
wanted one?
Either one would work.
Okay.
I have something I'd like to do as well,
Mhm.
which is look behind us to see if we're leaving pretty obvious tracks.
It's a 21. That's a 21 for me
Okay.
on history.
21. So, with a 21, recalling this information, you know that orcs are, raiders. It's a point of emphasis within their culture, that of physical might and physical conquest, almost like rites of passage. And you also know that there are certain orcs that are more adapted to certain climates. The orcs that you're seeing here are of the more purple/gray skinned variety, which is
Okay.
weird because you're in the middle of a forest where the green skinned orc
green skin.
variant tend to be more prominent.
Mm-hmm. I see. Would it also strike me as weird that a troll was working with the orcs?
It's not uncommon. Um, there, between some of the more monstrous varieties, there are sometimes there's like trolls, the occasional hill giant. The presence of one of these within an orc warband is usually only possible through the will and authority of a very strong and imposing orc captain that is able to keep those other monsters reined in, keep the infighting to a minimum.
Would that have seemed like the orc captain that we killed already?
It's possible.
Okay. Well, oh well. All right. Inslee, what about you?
I got 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nothing.
Like total.
No new information with that roll.
Yeah. No.
Well, then I'm going to propose to the group and say, did it strike anyone else as weird that those orcs were a little bit more on the grey-purple side? Not the usual forest orcs, right? I'm not from this area, so perhaps I'm a bit mistaken.
D looks around, kind of cocks her head to the side, and says, "Huh, you're right. That is weird."
You don't suppose that these orcs could have been hired, or that there may be expelled from there? Is there an area nearby here, close by, that the orcs could have been expelled from, a colder area?
Pull up the map of the province.
Shoop.
And if you want to make, this will be a different nature check.
Would this be me or would this be the D? If I'm asking
It
her.
will be you and anybody who heard you. So basically anyone.
Okay.
I think I'm just kind of like half paying attention to them because I was busy doing my other thing.
I got an 11, so
Okay.
not bad, but not great.
Does anybody
Mallory?
else want to roll?
I mean, D is our local orc expert.
Uh huh.
No, sorry,
Nice.
4.
Oh.
It was a 1. Add 3.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Wow, we are not well versed in this area.
Not an orc expert.
Not the local orc expert.
Not even a little bit.
Don't know
So,
anything about organization.
D kind of comes through and says, she kind of thinks to herself, well, I suppose the closest mountains would be around Fendai Sholat. But from what I understand, there haven't really been too many orc tribes present over there. There's orcs in mountains of all kind, but Mount Vutal doesn't really seem to be afflicted with that same kind of infection. Best I
So do you,
figure, these either came from the Asian Ridge or further to the northeast.
yeah, but why come here specifically? What is about this town they could be looking for? It's a very old. I mean, orcs are notorious warbanders, and
I do
of
know.
course they're going to raid.
I very much know. In fact,
Oh,
I don't think that this town, for any specific reason other than it is small and relatively poorly defended.
mm.
It could be because of the winter. Sometimes orc packs are driven to expand further in search of food and conquest when it grows sparse in the cold months. But it's very rare to see one of the mountain dwelling come down and set up a relatively permanent installation here within terrain that they are not accustomed to. If I were willing to bet, there was perhaps some other reason that they have chosen to leave the mountain.
Some of the reason why you think there's some other critter up there, or
Well,
do you think that they were conscripted in some way?
conscripted, I think, is highly doubtful. It takes a very special kind of mercenary to keep an orc warband under control, to keep them satisfied without being turned against by the very people that they hire. I find that less convincing than some other reason driving them from their mountain.
Oh, I see. Well, that is very curious indeed, but well, I suppose that we can't do much about whatever's in the mountain. All we can do is drive the orcs that are here out.
Which I hope will accomplish as she kind of looks back towards her handiwork of the decapitated heads.
I have a feeling you're just going to piss them off.
Depends on how you do it. Trust me. This should work.
Well, you're the expert.
Unless you wish
But if
to
it
stay around and find out and verify, Aliyah says. Aliyah just kind of like shrugs and says, I wouldn't be opposed.
you'd like to stay here.
Well, I wouldn't mind removing some of their ilk from off the face of the earth again.
Look, I understand that, but we're not exactly prepared to handle another dozen of them. And besides, if we did piss them off, what's to stop them from turning right around and charging at the town?
I'm just saying that I wouldn't be opposed. Didn't say that it was a good idea. Just
Look, I think our first duty, is to the injured. We got to get them back and safe. Then we can worry about the rest of the orcs.
We've been walking away this whole time, right?
yeah, and yeah, Ignaz, you look behind, and you see that the ground it's been pretty moist and soft due to the recent snowfall. There is a fairly decently obvious trail being left behind.
Okay. I'd like to try to disguise our tracks as best I can. Either by changing where I'm dragging the sled or dragging it a few paces and then going back and covering them up or whatever.
Okay.
I rolled a survival check that I'd like to use with your permission.
Sure.
I got an 18.
Okay, yeah. And the good thing, too, is that since you're kind of off the beaten path, it's not a straight line that you're traveling and perusing. And so you just kind of look behind you and kind of note the sort of jagged serpentine motions that are going around certain boulders and blocks, and just exaggerate that a little bit more. You do go just a little bit slower because you're intentionally kind of dragging through small, like, grassy areas and underbrush to kind of help obscure that. But it's a pretty... after moving about 15 minutes or so, you look behind you and you're like, yeah, very pleased with yourself.
Yeah, that'd be hard to follow.
And you kind of gesture to the others to, instead of doing a fire line, to kind of like fan out to avoid blazing the new trail.
Right. Smart.
I consider that one success.
Hey, we did it.
All right, well, I wonder if they're already tracking us then. I hope not. But best to be on the alert. Mallory, question for you.
Yes, sorry, I'm hang dry clothes, but I'm listening. I promise. Just didn't want to make you guys watch that.
We're moving rather slow. Do you think you can run circles around our group and kind of check our perimeters?
This is
Keeping
what I was.
quiet,
This
of
is what I
course.
was made for.
Yeah, I can do that for sure.
All right. Go ahead, make a stealth check, and then a perception check.
Stealth and then perception. Oh, amazing. 17 on stealth.
Okay.
16 on perception.
Okay.
Nice.
So, excellent. So Mallory furtively crouches down overhead, has the hood up, and even before she gets beyond the normal dark vision range, she's already seemed to have disappeared from view. It's uncanny. And you essentially lose track of her, but you're confident that even though you can't see her, she can still see you. And
Mallory sees all.
yes, and Mallory keeping a nice close eye out. You've been traveling for about an hour at this point, and it's very quiet. The snow is coming down. It kind of there are a few clumps that seem to gather on your clothing. You kind of dust that off a little bit. It's only cold because of the wind that kind of blows and rustles the trees. An occasional little ploof of snow from one of the trees boughs above will plop down. But other than that, that seems to be the only noise of disruption within the forest.
I'm just gonna keep going until we get there or they yell at me to stop.
That is the second success.
And we don't have any like torches or anything on us that is like obviously drawing light, correct?
Currently, it's in fact it's a exceptionally dark night. Even there is with the cloud cover, you don't even see any sort of glimmer of backlit moonlight.
Right. Well, yeah, I've got another favor to ask, just to cover our trails a little bit.
She kind of
And I'm gonna
looks at you with the woman kind of on her back.
pick up some small stones, and I'm gonna say, "Could you light these real quick?"
What for?
I'm gonna chuck them off into the distance there, in the opposite direction of the way we're traveling. The light should attract them, at least throw them off our trail for a little bit longer.
I like it. She can do just one object.
Just one?
Yep.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm. So you
Then
bend
just-
down and grab a small stone. You tap it, and light immediately goes.
All right, Ignatz, throw this as far as you can in that direction.
1 second. And I'll set the sled down the handles. I'll take the rock and I'll see where are we going? Where's this going?
We're traveling that way. Toss it the opposite direction, that way, and
okay.
I'll point in the opposite direction.
No hesitation. I just throw it as hard as I can.
Make an athletics check. Shot put style.
That is a natty 1.
You chuck it as hard as you can, and it goes far. Right into a tree. And it falls down, the light's still coming, about 15 feet away from you. A bunch of snow just kind of like
put that tree there.
flutters down.
All right. Well, and with that, is there any hill near us, like kind of like embankment?
Well, first of all,
Shit.
I didn't have Giant's Might up, so it wasn't advantage.
No.
It only lasts for a minute anyway, so it wouldn't have made sense.
Yeah.
what am I looking for?
It's all right. It's kind of funny actually that happened.
Yep.
Out of all of us that could have like failed to throw a rock,
Not one, man.
Mallory, what was your perception?
A 16.
A 16. Okay.
The rock hits me.
So
Knock her out.
So Ignatz throws the rock and it smacks right up against a tree and it falls down. The light's still illuminating about 15 feet away.
Well, Ilea can.
yeah, she can turn the
off,
light
right?
off. Yeah, she can turn the light off as soon as you fail to throw it. We'll just turn the light off.
Okay. She turns the light off. Okay.
Well.
As the light extinguishes, going back into darkness, you kind of turn back around, and Ignatz, you turn around, you hear, and you look over to your side, and coming out of the shadow from the direction of where the rock was thrown, you see this large, shadowy mastiff coming right at you. Surprise round.
Wait,
Yeah,
but
I
Malor-
think it's safe to
did
say
Mallory
I
see
don't
it?
have my shield up.
It rolls higher stealth.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
It lunges right at you and comes in to bite you for
You guys, this is the start of Ignaz's werewolf arc.
6 points of piercing damage,
Ow.
and you need to make a strength saving throw.
That I could probably do.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm fine. Strength save, that's a 22.
Okay, yeah, that's an easy success. Okay. Now for this, we're going to switch the music to BO2. And I need to get this random encounter set up.
This random encounter that we've accidentally encountered.
This random encounter brought to you by Dwarven Forge.
Except it's
Just
not
kidding,
actually.
we're not
But
sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored.
I keep forgetting we're recording this.
it's fun. Nobody will watch us anyway,
Hi, Caleb.
except for Caleb.
I
So
was
I
just
hope
saying.
Caleb watches it.
Ignatz are here.
He doesn't.
Aliyah,
It's for posterity's sake.
Ferris,
Years from
Mallory.
now, when we're rich and famous, people are going to be watching this, and they're going to be like, "Who is Caleb?"
Who's Caleb? And why do they keep referencing Caleb?
Mallory, you're over here in the shadows. And then I need the NPCs. Creatures. Monsters. So there's the two that are behind. And then the one that's with Ilea. And let's see if I can't find a monster.
Monster Mastiff.
That looks like, yeah. He's right there. Except it's dark and black, and it was eerily very disturbing and disconcerting how quietly and quickly this creature just suddenly came out of the woods. You look at it, it looks like just this dark black-skinned feral mastiff with big teeth. As after it bit into you, you can smell its breath of just decay. And you look up at it, and you can kind of see black wisps of vapor just kind of trailing off of its form as it approaches. So, we're going to...
I'm sorry, black mists?
Shadow Mastiff, man.
roll for
Shadow
initiative.
How have I never heard of a Shadow Mastiff? One. Wow.
Amazing.
Look at us on our nat ones today.
Got a 9.
Every-
Alright, I need to...
Have we rolled anything else?
We've got a couple of 20s early on.
We did. We started strong, and then it went quickly downhill.
So it's a 1 plus your dex, though, right?
We've all rolled a 1 today.
Yeah, I got a 3.
Varus gets a 3.
3.
Ignatz,
9.
Might as well be a 1.
9. Incredible. Mallory,
32.
Sorry, well, okay. My camera cut out for a second. What am I rolling for?
initiative.
Oh, perfect. Okay, no, I got a 26.
Only a 26. And then Ilea.
Not like Mallory will ever go second.
Hey, I almost did last time,
Second
but they
to
just
none.
also rolled really bad.
Ilea has an 18.
Hey,
That's
not bad.
wild for her.
Yeah. And
All right, good for her.
I didn't even mention roll back.
I closed the page. Why did I close the page? Okay. Yes. This should be... amazing.
Off to a great start, guys.
Okay. Mallory, you suddenly hear, with your amazing perception, the sound of something like a feral dog growling and barking and yipping right in the direction of where your comrades are.
And Ignat's going, bad dog, bad dog.
Oh, great. Okay, I'm gonna start going back towards them then, but I want to try and stay hidden as I do it.
Okay, so you can move at half your speed.
Cool. I can only see my token, so I don't know which direction to move my.
Oh, sorry, this direction.
Okay, perfect. Oh no, I can see them. Hey, we're just around the corner.
Just around the riverbed.
I'm going to mark the sled with that.
Oh,
Very
yeah,
nice.
great.
Nice.
Oh, I went the wrong way, because this is the... Sorry, my thing will, like, not zoom in. I can't see. This is the dog.
Yes.
Then I would have gone here, not there. And I'm gonna go one more. That's all my movement. Can I try and shoot it?
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
And you are still hidden. So advantage.
Okay. Well, and I'm going before it in combat, so I would get the advantage anyway.
True.
Double advantage.
Wow. 24?
Whew, yeah.
Whew.
Is it surprised?
I think the way that I've been doing this, no, because it did a surprise round against everybody else.
But did it know she was there?
That's true, but it's also engaged in a hostile form. It's not the, yeah. It gets tricky, but
That's why I'm asking.
yeah. I think, yeah, I'm gonna say that it is not surprised.
Okay, that's fine. Let me check something, because we leveled up.
Does your sneak attack damage go up?
That's what I'm wondering.
At level 6? No, I don't think so.
I thought it went up. I thought it went up
Just
there.
odd levels.
I think it's 7 or 8, because it's not every level. Let me... just double check the book. Okay, I'm gonna roll and then I'll check. Because I do get that. So, 5... I'll just roll it like it was last time though. 16 points of damage.
16 points of damage.
Your sneak attack is still 3d6.
Okay, thanks.
Good hit.
Sneak attack.
So, Ignatz, as you're kind of swatting the shadowy mastiff away, bad dog, over your shoulder comes this bolt, and it lodges it right into the shadow mastiff's shoulder blade. It sinks in, and the shadow mastiff basically just kind of looks its head in like mild surprise. Doesn't seem to be terribly bothered by the arrow that's now jetting out of its right shoulder blade. But Mallory is no longer hidden for now.
Until as a bonus action.
Yeah, I'm like, I could try and dive into a bush for my bonus action and hide. Is there a bush nearby?
These are some evergreen trees. They're kind of hard to dive into. There's some bushes over in this area.
Yeah, I'm a little far. I'll just stay out for now.
Okay. Staying there?
Yes, because I was only a half movement because I was staying hidden.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'm not gonna use my bonus action to hide, so I'll use my bonus action to dash.
Mm-hmm.
And go. Oh, I'm not selected anymore. 5, 10, 15, 20. Actually, let's go. Nope, right there. That was 25. I'm just gonna eat the last 5, but I'm gonna stay here.
Okay. It's now the Mastiff's turn. It kind of looks over at the shoulder, looks at the aggressive stance that everybody else is taking, and it just kind of rears back its head and howls. And when it howls, it's a very high-pitched, airy and eerie sound, very unnatural, coming from this creature's gullet. I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Look at that, Jared. Twice in one day.
22.
Well, not great.
I got a 14.
Okay.
Wisdom, that's a 9.
Okay. Okay, so only 2 people. Varys, you are considered frightened, as is one of the 2 sisters. Everybody else succeeded on the throw.
I guess I'm just scared of dogs now.
And Mallory, after you hear this, you look around and you can hear similar howls in response in the distance.
Big comment.
Okay, it's Ilea's
Big
go.
comment.
Yo, bad bastard.
They're coming.
Ilea is going to... Because she's got someone on her back. She needs to set her down. And we'll kind of hop over to get some extra berth and distance to keep these monsters occupied. And... oops. She has some spells left. First, let's see. Okay. And she's going to the Sacred Flame doesn't work half the time, but she wants to do a cantrip. Try Word of Radiance. So Constitution save. Natural 2. That's a failure. So that is 2d6 radiant damage.
Nice.
Take that.
9 points. 9 points of damage to this guy. So Ilea steps over, interposing to protect the innocent bystanders, utters a word in a language nobody else understands, and this kind of pulse of white energy breathes out from her. And it's interesting because as the light goes over the shadowy mastiff, the wisps of darkness disappear, and you just kind of see, for a brief moment, this kind of skeletal, mangy, almost more physical being. As soon as the pulse goes away, the shadows once again begin to effervesce off of its form.
I don't like that.
Ignatz, your turn.
Okay. I will turn like this, and I will attempt to kick it in the face.
Go for
I
it.
have not drawn a weapon yet, but I pull out my shield, and I'm going to try to kick it back 5 feet.
I love it.
Back, I say.
Improvised weapon attack?
That would be a shove, is what I'm trying to go for.
A shove. Okay. To push it back.
So that's an athletics check, typically.
Mm-hmm.
On. Oh, wait, no, hang on. I'm forgetting.
I think it's like a
Shove.
grapple.
Yeah, they have to succeed a strength or dexterity saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. I got 14.
Okay, it rolled a natural 20.
Oh,
amazing.
So you lift up your boot and you try to kick it away, but you kind of just like briefly kick its head down. Even though it's got this shadowy build, it seems more compact than you had anticipated, and it stands its ground.
Seeing that the precise kick that I was going for didn't work, I will instead pull my arms out to the side and attempt to just tackle it.
Okay.
Going for a grapple this time. That's better. So this is a 22.
Oh yeah. So you, after seeing this beast defy your greater strength, you take that as an insult. You take it personally, and you just go for the full-on bear tackle grapple. And it didn't seem to expect that sort of movement coming from you, and you just, it is grappled.
I'm also trying to just physically put myself between it and the people on the sled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely have its attention. All right.
Okay.
So
that's what I got.
After Ignatz's turn.
Oh, I can move still.
Oh yeah.
I would like to drag it up away from the people.
Okay, yeah.
Just about this far. Okay. That's all.
Okay. Mallory, you hear more movement, and you can hear that there are other low growls and barks coming over off the right side of the screen.
Oh boy. Bad dogs.
But
bad dogs.
But
What you gonna do?
But it's their turn to get to the point where they are. So they do not get any rounds of attacks off of this one. But they seem to have been drawn by the howl.
Oh, there's more coming. Oh no.
Those ones that you do see, I think Ignatz, you can see them, and Mallory can see one as well. These are also shadowy, but they look smaller. They don't look as big and beefy as the one that Ignatz is currently engaged with.
Okay.
Okay, Varys, it's your turn. You are frightened.
Okay, well, that just means that I can't move closer to it, right?
You can't get closer to
What
it,
else?
and your attacks have disadvantage as long as you have line of sight on the one that you're scared of.
As long as I have line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, in that case, I am going to.
What
I'm
was
not
that
gonna.
spell you got recently that was like, not a big deal?
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that one.
I'm just being funny.
I am going to. I'm not gonna make a roll then. I'm gonna just hit it with a mind sliver. So have it make a intelligence save.
Okay. Intelligence.
Mhm.
12.
That is a fail. So it will take 7. So it'll take 7 psychic damage, and it'll have a minus 1d4 on its next saving throw.
Excellent.
And let's see, where am I positioned relative to it? Okay. So there are others coming,
Yes.
correct? So I am going to get a better angle on those ones. Right about there. Okay.
Oh, one
That should be
thing
good.
I need to do is set this to nighttime.
Oh yeah, that would change things.
So without light, Varys, you actually cannot see where.
The others are coming from.
Yeah, you just yeah, you don't know specifically where they are.
Okay. In that case, I am going to stick close over here. I'll move down to Ilea towards the other
Hey.
3.
What's
And
up?
I'll hang close to Ilea.
Okay.
And I'll be like, and I'll tell Ilea, I'll be like, Ilea, we could use some light.
She's got her spear out, and she just kind of looks over and nods to you, grim-faced. That's your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn. That's all I got for now.
Okay, you can repeat the saving throw.
Okay, on the frightened.
Yes.
18.
Okay, that was a success. No longer scared.
Cool. Yay.
Because even though it's dark, you can't see it. The fact that you can't see it and that you only saw a brief glimpse of it when Ilea's light pulsed made it scarier. But you're being back close to Ilea, you shake off the fear, and you can just kind of hear the sound of it growling. The commoners are just all going to take the dodge action.
Good. I was going to say, they better just dodge.
Mallory,
Get out of dodge, you guys.
back to you. You are also... Yeah, so your first attack probably shouldn't have gone the way it did, because I forgot it was nighttime, but we're fixing that now. So, it is dark. You can just barely see a slight outline of Ignatz in front of you. You kind of sort of know where the beast is because you can hear it, but you do not have a visual on it.
So, I have a question for Jared. If he's here, but I'm not sure if he is.
I don't know where he went.
Because I had his bandana when we climbed to the rock.
Yeah, you still have the bandana as far as I
That's
know.
the thing.
Yeah, we'll say you have it still.
Because I was like, if I had been running circles around them,
you're right.
then I would have had to take it with me, or it would have been pointless.
Right, you're so right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that changes things for me.
So it does. You actually do, and now you can adjust it here, that you have dark vision.
Perfect.
Out to 120 feet.
Perfect. Thank you. So I'm gonna. Oh, this. I'm gonna come here, just to the other side of him, so that I can shoot this guy again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll get sneak attack if it hits. He's within 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I want to do that. 16.
A 16 does hit.
Okay. So that'll be... Oh. Not a 1. $17 points. Okay, the sneak attack damage was much better than the piercing damage.
Okay. Another arrow. Right into the side of its rib. It seems to be getting a little worried. Although you've seen impacts like this hit other creatures of similar size and known it enough to bring them to the ground. Could be the shadowy nature of this creature that it seems to be resisting some of your attacks. Alright. Anything else with your turn?
No. Nope. I'm done.
Okay. Now it is the Mastiff's turn. And it's going to use its bonus action to blend in with the darkness. The rest of you just kind of look over who can see, and you just kind of... It seems to bleed and melt into the darkness. It is considered invisible.
Well, that's okay.
And
Man.
you can...
Should have taken see invisibility.
And you hear footsteps move, and it seems to be kind of pulling back for the time being, and then it kind of stops, and you imagine it's turning back around. You can just hear where it is. It seems to have tried the defenses of their prey, and seeing it not go as expected, seems to be adopting tactics and trying for something new. Okay, next is Ilea. And she will cast light on herself. She is 20 and 20. So Ilea, 40 feet, 20 feet. And the Shadow Mastiff immediately becomes visible again. The light,
Oh, nice.
it seems, is enough to prevent it from being completely hidden. You're not sure if it understands that or not. And
That's right, you stupid.
so that's
stupid Mastiff.
That's Ilea's turn, because it is a action to do light. Yep. And she'll stay there, keeping a guard on the commoners. Okay, Ignaz's turn.
Jared.
Hey, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back. Just in time. It's your turn.
Oh, good. Oof. Okay, the dog got away from me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not gonna question it. But I see that the fight is coming to us. And I see everybody has kind of moved to surround the people, right? So I'm gonna try to make myself a more interesting target, and I'm gonna run up to this thing here and pull out my my scimitar, and I'm gonna take a swing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be loud and obnoxious. Oh, I've also decided I'm gonna use Giant's Might. So
Awesome.
last one of the day. Getting big.
Getting swole.
Getting swole. That's an extra d6, I think, on one of the attacks. Just double check. Extra d6, yes. Okay. And it didn't. I didn't get to contest anything when it got away. It just like.
No, so what you missed was it rendered itself invisible through the darkness and moved away from you. But then Ilea cast light, and the light seems to dispel its invisible ability.
I see. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna go to town on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
First attack is a lot. 23 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going with the scimitar. Mallory, we talked about me getting the Frostbrand Rapier, but I haven't had a chance to attune to it yet, so I think we'll just say for now you still have it.
Okay.
So that you can be attuned to it if you need it. And
Okay, sounds good.
I'll take it from you when we do a long rest.
Cool. Yep.
But yeah, that first hit, the big, chunky 7 plus 7, 14 slashing damage.
Yeah. So, Ignatz, the kill is yours.
Oh, good. I'm gonna just slash the thing across the back and just cut it in half. Like I draw the sword out from, I guess it would be down here to the right under the shield. I just pull it out and up across like that. And as it dissipates or falls to bones on the ground, I'll call out to the other ones just a challenge.
Yeah, so when it appeared in the light of Ilea's spell, you don't see the wisps of shadow anymore. It just looks like a dark black mastiff, and looked a bit more, I guess, vulnerable, not nearly as intimidating. And you're not sure whether it understood what was happening. It didn't seem to like the light, but you just take out the scimitar and bear down on it and just bisect it, and it falls in two pieces, not moving. Destroyed. Excellent. And for the rest of your turn?
Devastated.
I think so. I moved 5, 10 to get to it. 15, 20, 25, 30 to get to. Is this other one in the shadow or in the light?
I think it's in.
Like right on the edge.
Yeah, it's in the dim light currently.
Okay. Do I see wisps on it?
No.
Nope. Okay, I'm gonna take a swing.
Go for it.
Second attack, baby. Ooh, even better. 26.
Yeah, that hits.
Hit. Less damage on this one. That's 10 slashing damage.
10 slashing. Amazing. Okay.
Okay, and I will see the others down the line, and I'll just kind of point my scimitar at them and growl.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Based on the circumstances here, make an intimidation check.
Okay. Natural 20.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice.
With that, after having completely cut in half the large alpha among this pack of shadow mastiffs, and approaching the other one and giving it a nice slash across its snout, and kind of dark, thick blood kind of splattering against the trees behind it. You see the other shadow mastiffs kind of that were bounding up approach, and they kind of slow down, and you see them kind of test the light, and they don't like it. And Ilea and Varys and Mallory, you look around this corner over here, and you can see two of them just kind of slowly approach the edge of the perimeter of light that Ilea has, and just kind of like shying away from it. And they actually, the rest of the mastiffs after that will kind of take a few steps back. They're not necessarily retreating yet. They seem to understand what the light is doing, and it seems there's a moment of indecision kind of amongst them after Ignatz does another growl to match the timbre that they themselves give. They seem to have been cowed for the time being. Okay, Varys, it's your turn.
All right. So with the light, I can kind of see them. Can I get an understanding of the numbers generally? How many there are?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Okay. That's going to be a 17, 18.
18. Okay, so you saw that there were at least two that approached down this side. Ignatz is currently engaged with one, and based on the sounds of the howls and stuff, there's at least a few others kind of behind that area as well.
Okay.
More than one.
Then okay, I want to. This is going to be a poll from the stuff that we we've talked about, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to attempt to aid Ignatz in his fiery display of intimidation to scare them off, and so I want to cast. So I want to use my minor illusion ability.
Okay.
But I want to make the illusion move so it looks like Ignatz is making more of a fiery eruption. So kind of more like an illusion, more like a major illusion. Or what's the next step up?
Yeah, major illusion is the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see how this goes. We'll go ahead and make a charisma spellcasting check.
All right, baby, let's go. Okay. That's going to be a 12.
Okay. So you go ahead and you try to look into yourself and try to find that place that you've seen before, the place of the lines and the chords, and try to find one of these illusions type chords that might change the way it behaves. For a 12, make a... Well, hold on, let me think about this. Roll a d6.
6. Got a 3.
A 3. Okay, so...
Yeah.
Okay. You cast the spell, and it ends up just being a regular casting of Minor Illusion. So whatever you were intending ends up kind of happening. What was your intent again? I forgot.
I just wanted to make him look a little bit more fiery, explosively fiery.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of put some flames and stuff around it. Ignatz, make a charisma saving throw.
Pretty good.
Nice.
Charisma save 18.
Okay. There's a very faint... You get something with your tongue. Just kind of feels a little weird. You kind of you're not quite sure what happened, but you definitely felt something random, just kind of you kind of spit to the side, thinking you'd swallowed a bug or something, but there's something weird about your tongue. Not sure what it is. The mastiff.
That growl felt weird.
The master that's currently engaged doesn't really seem to take much notice of any difference. That was a good effort.
Tried my best, guys.
Commoners will sit back, repeat saving throw. Still frightened. Well, actually, no, it's dead now, so...
Oops.
No longer frightened. Okay, back to Mallory.
Wait. Okay. I'm gonna come. This one's the dead one, right? Is that what that little thing is in the
Yep.
corner? Okay, perfect. Just make sure it's on the right way. Okay. I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, I guess 25. And I'm gonna hold my action to shoot if one of them starts like running at our people in the middle here.
So readying the attack action. Ilea is going to keep her light up. Sacred Flame, which she can't actually see. She'll induce a Sacred Flame on that guy. Dexterity save. Natural 20, of course, because Sacred Flame never works for Ilea, ever.
She had a terrible luck with Sacred Flame.
It's amazing. But that's her turn. But there is a brief flare of light in the area. Ferris, that you do see only 2. One right here and one right here.
Okay.
Okay, Ignat, your go.
Hey. Let me measure something real quick. Okay. I'm gonna just wail on this thing in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 19 to hit? No, 21.
That hits.
21 to hit. Does it look like it's pretty hurt already?
It's bleeding profusely, but it still looks like it has some juice in it. It still looks kind of determined to get some more action.
Okay. I'm gonna save the Giant Smite Strike for the next one, so just 1d6, which I got a 6 on, so
Nice.
that's 13 slashing damage.
Okay.
And if it's still up, I'll swing again.
Still up.
Okay, that's much worse. That's 11 to hit.
Will just miss. Unfortunately.
Okay. Alright. And I'll kind of stare this guy down.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, these two will tentatively test forward through the light. They're in visual range of you, Mallory, so your attack goes off.
Sweet.
Do you do the ready action?
21. 21 to hit.
That hits.
9 damage.
9 damage. Let me...
Yep.
Because you didn't move last turn, did you?
I did. I moved.
Oh,
like
you did
20
move?
feet.
Okay, so you can't do the
Yeah.
steady aim. 9
Yeah.
damage?
Yep.
Okay. The arrow gets in close. It's going to... Let's see, it did... 40. That's just its movement to get to you. And it's going to try to bite you. As a 21.
Oh no.
Yeah, that'll hit.
You take... Okay. 8 points of piercing damage, and you need to make a strength saving throw.
Oh no. 11.
11. You are knocked prone.
Well,
Ah.
Which means this guy's gonna come up. And... Oh, my apologies. That attack should have been at disadvantage, but it still would have hit. This one will be at disadvantage. That is a 3. Well, no, flat roll because you're prone. I'll take the first roll. It was a miss. So these two mastiffs are the most enterprising. The others, these ones still seem to be. Ignaz, you look over at this one, and it seems to be not running, but tracing around the edge, possibly looking to move away from you and try a different approach vector. Varys, it's your turn now.
Okay. Well, my other stuff hasn't been working, so all right. I don't have enough of that. Okay. I am going to, seeing kind of the situation that we're in. Well, because we've got the 2 on us and then more that are kind of circling. You know what? We're gonna hurl a chromatic orb.
Ooh.
I haven't actually done this. I haven't actually used this one yet.
First time chromatic orb.
First time chromatic orb. But here's the thing: it's gonna look a whole lot like the fireball, but it's gonna be like a small fireball. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for a big fireball here, but instead it's just going to be a small orb of fire.
Small firecracker.
Small firecracker. And I'm going to go for which is the one that Mallory just hit?
This one.
That one. So
Yeah.
that one's taking damage.
Yeah, and that's the one that you have the best line of sight on because these commoners are technically like sitting down. So you have a clean shot.
Okay, good deal. So I'm going to go for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be a 22 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Beautiful. So it's going to take 12. Not great. 12 fire damage.
12 fire damage. Okay, yeah. A bolt of fire-ish energy streaks overhead, impacting against the shadowy mastiff, leaving a nice big burning welt on its shoulder. Some of the blackness on its shoulder actually seems to be singed away, exposing not necessarily pink flesh, but there's more black and whiteness underneath it. Starting to sense that these things probably aren't necessarily native to this overworld.
What? No.
You're kidding.
That's so silly of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Mallory, it's your turn. You are prone, with 2 menacing dogs bearing down on you.
Cool.
Cuckoo.
Can I use it's half your movement to get up?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that. And then I'm gonna go stab, and then for my bonus action, I'll offhand stab the other one and try and hit them both.
Amazing. Go for it.
Which is like a regular dagger. So I'll go for this guy first, the one right in front of me. 17?
17 hits.
Okay. Does this count as within 5 feet for sneak attack on this one? This guy? Not that one, obviously, but this one, since they're right there.
No, because the commoners aren't armed. They're not really threatening.
Okay. Yeah, just checking.
Mhm.
So that'll be 6 on this guy, and then I'll offhand. And I will miss with a 10.
Yeah, that will miss.
Swimus.
But I got that guy.
All right. Okay, this guy's not looking too hot, but the due to the nature of these creatures, you're used to seeing blood where these cuts come from, and there's no blood. They're resisting a lot of these. So now it's Ailea's turn.
Advantage on the. She doesn't get advantage on the attacks because they're light.
No.
Does she?
No. Ailea will interpose, and she will. Yeah. She'll try Sacred Flame.
Woo!
See if it works. Natural 20 again. What the freak?
No way.
Yeah.
No, that's not good.
This is canon now that Ailea just
She
cannot
just
land a
can't.
Sacred Flame. It's incredible. They don't even have that much of a dex bonus, but Ailea's getting really frustrated with her goddess right about now.
She keeps pointing and she keeps calling out "Sacred Flame," so it's like telegraphing her attacks.
Yep. Yep, she's too predictable on Smash. Okay.
Got those reads down.
The really long wind-up animation.
This Mastiff that's her is going to double back and will provoke an attack of opportunity from you, Mallory, if you wish to take it.
Yes.
Okay, make your attack.
14.
A 14 hits.
2. Wait, nope, I did terrible math. 4.
Okay. And it will 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Retreat. This Mastiff will try to attack you again. It's tasted blood. That is a 21 to hit again. And you take 9 points of piercing damage. No, disadvantage on the attack. Miss. Does not hit you.
Yay!
And you see it kind of blinking away from the light, and it will also move back. And you watch them retreat from the edge of the light. They seem to they get right out of the edge and they turn around and look at you, still snarling. They know what the light does to them now. They don't like that there is light over there, but they haven't necessarily given up the fight yet either.
Did I get skipped?
We haven't made it back to the top yet.
That was Ailea's turn. Oh, yeah. You can make your attack.
Oh.
You can go, Ignaz.
Okay. Because this lines up perfectly with what I wanted to do, actually. Could I physically fit between these two trees?
Not when you're enlarged form.
Okay. Let's see. So,
I mean, I guess there's a chance. You'd probably have to roll for it, but it would hamper your movement quite a bit.
what about this way? Could I go this way?
Yeah, that path is unobstructed.
Great. I'm gonna go 5, 10. I'll let it attack me if it wants to.
It will. It was a 19.
Miss.
Mm-hmm.
15, 20, 25, 30. So I'm just like, 25. So I'm like right up on him,
Mm-hmm.
within melee of this one.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm going, I'm putting the scimitar away.
Okay.
And I bring the shield hand forward, and the other hand goes underneath, and a thin sheet of flame shoots out from underneath.
Nice.
And I'll cast Burning Hands on them.
Yeah.
That's a 15-foot cone,
Mm-hmm.
which I think gets 5, 10, 15. Probably doesn't quite get this one. That one's 20 feet. But it'll get the other 3 that are right here.
You can...
If I was... Yeah, because it's a cone.
It'll get 2 of them. I was trying to find a cone that gets 3 and it doesn't quite get the 3rd one.
Well, you're including me in the cone.
Oh, that's true. Let me redo that then. Yeah, you know what? I'll say it gets all 3 of you.
I've got the movement where if I need to be here, I
Yeah.
can do that instead.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So that is a Dex save.
Okay. On this one is a 15.
That beats it.
Okay. And
Half damage.
A 13 on this one.
Just that meets it, beats it.
Okay. And a natural 1 on that one.
Okay, that's a fail. So
Nice.
8 fire damage to that one and 4 to the other 2.
Okay, so this one just gets incinerated.
Le poof.
Nice.
And
Nice.
4 damage, you said?
Yeah, if they succeeded.
Whoa, that was way too much. I meant to do... Okay. A burst of fire and flame comes out from under the shield of Ignaz's arm. And luckily the ground is moist and wet from the snowfall. Nothing catches. And now with the rest
That would've
of
been exciting.
Oh, anything else with your turn before I continue?
No, I'm just, as I'm shooting this fire out of my hands, I'm yelling,
Yeah.
get on out of here.
Get on out of her.
And with that, I'll say make another intimidation check.
At this point, the eyes are glowing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The hair is smoldering. That's a 1.
Meh.
Okay.
Again.
So now after
I went from scary to not very scary.
yeah, but you did incinerate one of the shadow dogs, and they didn't seem to be too fond of the fire, so they will kind of step back away from you as well. Because you know how dogs are, like when they come at you and then you like scare them, they'll like scamper away and then turn around and then try again.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what they're doing. So you scare them away.
Yeah.
Another
I'm gonna
attack
smack
of
that one as it
opportunity.
goes.
Yep.
I don't have a melee weapon, but I could just punch it, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Sick.
It's an improvised.
Unarmed attack, right?
Yeah. So no.
Unarmed strike is +8 for me, so 21 to hit.
You get proficiency with unarmed strikes.
Yeah. It's on D&D Beyond.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
So 1 plus your strength.
So it's a flat 6 bludgeoning damage as I kick it.
Okay. And the darkness with the shadowy wisps coming off of it doesn't seem to bother it too much. But they retreat a little bit, about 30, 40 feet away from where you're at, Ignaz, and just kind of turn around and watch you. Varys, it's your turn.
Okay, so if I got kind of the understanding from watching this that like light and like fire tend to do more to them
Are you asking me if that's...
Yeah, is that? Have I been able to kind of tell that like they're bothered more by the light and the fire?
The light in particular.
The light in particular.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't actually think I have any light spells. Well, that is unfortunate. I'm going to do what you recommended, though, and check my inventory. Yeah, no.
A side note, Parker.
Yeah.
The material component for chromatic orb says you need a diamond of at least 50 gold.
Where are you seeing that?
At the bottom of the...
Oh. Well, okay.
So, you do have one diamond in your group's possession.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot more gold than the 50. It's very large, but...
Can't you also just...
But
Can't you just also, like, expend the...
It doesn't use up the diamond.
No,
though.
it doesn't use it. You just have
No.
to have it out. You have to have it out
Okay.
of the bag of holding.
Okay. All right. I will pull it out for that purpose and put it back away, unless someone tried to like swipe it.
No, I mean they're just
Swipe or no
they're
swipe.
bestial animals. They don't have any sort of sense of value in gems
Oh.
and things. They seem more intent on trying to rip the flesh from your bodies than take your
Then-
diamond.
Okay. Well, I can't see these ones that are outside of the light, can I? I can just see this one in the top corner.
Yeah, you just see that one. Yep.
Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna take a firebolt against that one.
Okay. Go for it.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit 25.
Yeah.
Not bad. 8 damage.
Okay.
8 fire damage.
You hear it shout out in a whimper of pain. Okay.
All right. Well, that's all I really got.
Mallory, it's back to you.
Sweet. Okay.
I don't think you have a visual on... Maybe that one.
On this guy. Can I try and shoot that guy?
Yeah, from where you're at currently, you do not have a clear direct line of sight.
What if I came like
She's
here?
got the dark vision band still.
Right, but the problem is there's an evergreen tree
There's
right
like-
here.
Yeah, but these other ones, you got line of sight on it.
Oh, I forget that it's 120.
Oh, that's true.
Mhm.
Alright, I'm gonna try and shoot this guy.
Okay.
I didn't move on my last turn. Dang it. That sucks. Okay, I'll do it next time. 19.
Hits.
Okay. It's gonna be 8 damage. And I'm going to use my bonus action so that my next attack roll is advantage.
Okay.
Oh wait, I could have done that. Wait. Okay, can I?
Yes,
I don't know.
you
I didn't
can
read
you
this
can
one.
do it right now so that this one
Okay.
can be an advantage and you can get your sneak attack.
Not better, but now I can roll see.
Yes.
So add. Oh wow. 11 more to that.
Okay. Into the darkness, another crossbow bolt hits it. You staying there?
Yes, I'm staying there.
Okay. Alia's gonna try it again. Sacred Flame.
You can do it.
Natural 9!
Let's go.
Not freaking time.
Third time's a charm.
She just does it as a point of pride now. Like, no guys, I promise, I am good at this.
I do this.
I can Sacred Flame. My flames are sacred.
9 points of radiant damage.
Nice.
That's what we needed. We needed that radiant damage.
Ignatz, your go.
I think Ignatz has finally caught on to the fact that light is really what's doing the work here. So he's going to walk up 5, 10, right here, up next to these guys. And he's going to hold out his hand and do that thing he's been doing basically since he was born. Produce flame.
Yeah.
Which puts out a 10-foot radius bright light. And a 10-foot radius dim light after that.
Incredible.
Yeah, more light.
The flame comes
Nice.
up. And as soon as the fire comes up and the light sheds out, the smoky wisps kind of coming off of them disappear. They just appeared as normal black dogs.
Yep. And I will ready my boot to kick any of them that tries to leave.
Excellent.
Whichever one looks the more injured.
This one. So, which they do immediately. They do not like being in the light. Take your attack of opportunity.
18.
That hits.
Another 6 bludgeoning.
Okay. And this one will also just... They're cutting their losses. You hear them barking at each other, and they begin scampering away, those that still survive. Off into the forest.
Right, punk.
They seem to have gotten the message, finally. Okay. Unless there's anything anybody else wants to do, the combat will end.
I'm good. Good with that.
Alright.
Good with the turn away.
That
If they're going to take off, I'll let them go.
That produced flame
I think maybe I'll
cantrip
try to shoot
was sealed the deal.
I'll shoot the produce flame at one of them if it's still within sight on my next turn, but
within...
Or maybe not.
Okay.
Nah, never mind. I'll keep it up.
Okay. And that guy runs away too.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I will put it away once I don't hear them anymore. And as I'm still big Ignatz for like another 30 seconds, I'm like, let's make tracks.
Okay. So, after that unfortunate, or fortunate, depending on your perspective, encounter with these shadowy mastiffs, Ilea still has the light going up, and turns back to Varys like, "You still want to do the light thing, or?" Because at least, if they come back, if we keep the light up,
I was going to say,
they'll stay
the light
away,
seemed
but
to,
it'll also might attract the attention of the orcs if they're following us. We don't know if they actually are, but
right. Well, the light didn't exactly hurt us per se. It just drew them in. But you're right. We don't want to attract any more attention. Perhaps we just leave the light here, and we just keep on moving. We've already made a lot of noise. The orcs are bound to come this way anyway.
True.
The only sort of blood that exists came from the Lori. Was the only one who got attacked. There was no blood that was actually shed by the Mastiffs, because it appears they didn't really seem to have it. And what sort of liquid did come up just kind of seemed to effervesce away.
Well, that's just creepy.
I got hit too.
Oh, Ignatz, there's some blood over there as well.
Very beginning, yeah.
Well, let's try to bury our blood as best we can. Cover all tracks.
I'll kick some dirt over it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how well that'll slow them down, give an orc sense of smell, but it could at least buy us some time.
I just realized Dee was not even a part of this whole thing when she probably should have
Oh
been.
yeah,
Uh,
I forgot she was there. She was
she
doing
wasn't on
great.
the map.
Yeah, I
Out of sight, out of mind.
totally forgot.
I'll bet she was
Oh,
there
well.
protecting the
she
rescued
she was
people
yeah,
the
she was
time.
protecting the people.
For sure.
That's what
Yeah.
it was.
So,
All right.
you know what? Where is she? Better late than never.
What'd I miss?
Hey guys, why are you all bloody?
What? What the?
So you spend some time kind of trying to cover up the scene as best you can. How much time do you want to dedicate to trying to remove evidence?
Like
Probably not
2
more than
seconds.
5. I was gonna say probably not more than like a minute or two.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Ignatz is
Just
like, I can make a lot of progress in the next 20 seconds.
And
Yeah.
in that case, I'll have one person make a survival roll for the group.
I just kind of like try to do that thing where I get my second win, and have the wounds seal up, and all I do is stop the bleeding. I don't actually get any hit points back.
Okay. Like it.
There's like a
Glory.
little bit of steam that kind of like pops out of my neck, and then that's all I got.
Mallory, do you want to do the honors of giving us our survival?
I'd love to.
Okay. You do as good as you can with as much time as you're willing to dedicate to kind of covering up the evidence of this fight. It's a little difficult because there was a very large Ignatz kind of trampling down some of the bushes. He kind of kicks and
Sorry.
overturns some stuff, kind of scatters some other twigs and around the area to make it look as natural as possible. We'll see how well that checks out.
Yeah.
And that is a third success.
Right. All right.
3's a good number.
We'll take that.
Ignatz has picked up the handles of the makeshift sled and has started making tracks,
Mm-hmm.
literally and figuratively.
Literally and figuratively. Excellent.
Making our way downtown.
Walking fast.
Continuing on, you still probably have 2 hours or so of hiking through the forest. At this point, with the with the darkness and the snow and the exhilaration of fighting, who would like to helm the survival check to maintain heading?
Maintaining course. Probably Mallory. You've got the best eyes on us right now.
Okay. Another survival check, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I help her with this?
How would you like to help her?
I also have decent survival, so I would just be a second pair of eyes.
Okay. I'll say you can do a separate check.
Okay.
16.
Okay.
Yeah. 14.
Okay. So you again. I keep wanting to say prender la marcha. I don't know why.
Makes sense to me.
And
I know what you mean.
after about 2 hours, you feel like you should have been finding the village now. everything looks different when it's pitch black and dark at night. And there's cloud cover. You can't even see the stars. What snow is coming down. There's no moon. Ignatz and Mallory kind of start looking at each other like,
Odd, isn't it? Isn't it?
Isn't it supposed to be around here somewhere? We don't see any lights or anything.
make a perception check. I'll say with disadvantage.
It probably can't get worse than that. No. 9.
It's pitch black. It's one of the darkest nights that you've seen in a long time.
Okay.
It's like
Mel,
naturally
maybe.
dark? Or does it feel like something weird is going on?
What'd you say?
Does it seem like naturally dark, or does it feel like something weird is going on?
It's dark because there's no starlight, there's clouds, and you can't even see a moon. So just a dark forest. I mean, your mind wanders, you know. You've definitely recently encountered strange places where darkness didn't seem natural. It's hard to tell if it's natural or not.
Bit
Hey, Mel,
weird.
I feel like we've lost our bearings a bit. Do you want to climb one of these trees and see if you can see some lights or lanterns?
Sure.
Okay. Um,
Can I find a climbable tree, please?
yeah. You spend a few minutes looking for a tree that seems appropriate for climbing, one that has nice limbs, kind of tall enough. For reference, most of the trees in the forest are like 20 to 25 feet tall. A lot of them are evergreen, but there are some deciduous trees that do seem to have some leaves growing back. You find one of those because if you ever seen like those big evergreen trees, how densely put together their branches and boughs are, with all the needles sticking and digging to you, just does not sound like a fun time. You find one of the deciduous trees and begin climbing up. Go ahead and make a athletics check.
8.
8. Okay. You get up to the tree kind of goes up maybe about 7 or 8 feet before it kind of splits into two main boughs. And trees look very different when you're within them as opposed to looking down at the ground and you're looking up at these other trees, and it doesn't seem like there's enough handholds to comfortably continue on. You're only about, from your head, you're only about 13 feet above the ground from where your eye level is.
Really see anything from there.
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Good.
I didn't hear what you said.
What?
Both of those are really good compared to my strength roll. So what do my elf eyes see with a 23?
Ooh,
Dang.
that is not bad.
Get it?
Well, because it's perception, right? I add 8. I rolled a 15 and an 18.
Expertise, baby.
Expertise.
So, Mallory is such an interesting figure as the human knight assassin. A human who is not blessed with the natural dark vision, although to a certain extent the dark vision does help. It only serves to further sharpen the observant skills that you've been training and cultivating over your life as an assassin. You're looking ahead and you just see darkness and blackness. You turn about 70, 80 degrees to your right behind you, and you can see the pinprick of torchlight moving in the distance.
Moving.
At a very, very slow pace.
Like towards us?
If you
Okay.
watch longer, you might be able to discern the direction of travel.
Yeah, I'll watch it for a little bit to try and figure that out.
Spend a couple minutes, and you determine that it's not moving towards you. It's kind of moving more at a tangent.
Okay. I'll get back down and go back over to you guys and point in the direction that I saw it. The only thing I could see from how high I got in that tree, I could find another one, was there seems to be moving torchlight in that direction going this way and kind of like point in the different directions that it is.
Towards.
It's kind of back the way that you guys came, backwards you came, and to the right a little bit.
So it could be something bad. It could be the the people that are on watch. But I didn't see anything else.
It could be
like
the
a lot
watch.
of torches or like one or two.
From the distance you were at, it just kind of looked like torchlight.
It's hard to count how many there were. It's just I could see that it was light.
Right. Well, it could either be, like you said, it could either be the orc war party, or it could be our scouts. Best option is to proceed with caution, though. I say that we investigate while moving as slowly as possible. And Mallory, you might want to take the lead on this one too.
I can do that.
Okay. So, Mallory, you lock down your bearings, the direction that you saw the torchlight, and kind of judging your best guess on distance and travel to the heading that you're able to go ahead. Make another survival check.
16.
Okay. So, Mallory takes the lead, heading off in the direction more or less the way you came, but a little bit more to the right. I guess when you turn around, it's more to the left than it was coming back. But over through the dense terrain, and you said you're moving at a slow pace, or?
Yeah, slow, sneaky pace.
Okay. Stealth checks for everyone, though.
Yeah, if I'm in front, we're not going fast.
Yeah. And we're sending Mallory out a little bit in front, so that she can scope while the rest of us kind of stay out of earshot of anyone that might hear us.
Okay.
Big Nuts is so sneaky with an 8. Big 8.
Don't worry, Ilea's not much better.
I only got a 13, so.
Eight for plate.
Nice. 8 for
For
plate.
sneaking?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is my favorite roll.
Did you say 33?
No, 25.
25.
Only 25.
Let me down.
Stop raising our expectations so high.
8, I'm turning into Liam, and you guys all forget that I'm even in the game. Just wait.
Amazing.
D, on the other hand, rolled like a 55.
Yeah.
She wasn't even in the last encounter.
Turns out she's like a 16th level ranger that has the hide in plain sight feature.
Amazing. Camouflage.
So Mallory, you scout on ahead, and when you get maybe about 25-30 minutes or so of scampering at this slow pace, make another perception check.
17.
Okay. You see torchlight. It's a lot closer now, although they seem to be moving at a faster pace than you guys are currently moving. And with a 17, you see a handful of individuals, 2 of which are holding torches, and they are just kind of moving away from you at this point, at an angle. You've seen similar arrangements like this before. You participated in one such movement yourself.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like a party.
Okay. How much farther ahead am I from you guys? Probably not that far, right?
Probably not too much farther. No.
Okay. Well, I'll kind of slow down and like do the don't cross the line arms
No.
when they catch up.
No.
Okay. We catch up. Up. Looking around.
You can just barely see the torchlight kind of moving away from you in the distance.
What does it look like?
Very quietly pull out a hand axe.
And I like put up my hand and like push it down gently. Like no. I just don't want to. I
No.
don't want to freak out the why can't I think of the
Night
people who are
watch.
yeah, I don't want to freak out the night watch people.
Uh,
So I'll be like it's definitely like the night watch people, so we need to be either more careful or less careful so that they know that it's us and don't like freak out.
perhaps the option then is to make a lot of noise.
And
It's
light.
very, very, very
That's-
obvious. Light
I'm
and
thinking
noise.
maybe we want to light some torches and catch up with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's light some
I have-
torches. You got some? All right.
Yeah.
I am a torch. Oh, but I have my hands full, so I'll
I have
pick
a
up the
torch.
flint again.
A torch.
I have a torch and a lantern.
Do I have a torch? I have a torch.
So we should all have a torch
I have
because I've got like 4 torches. In the
10
bag.
torches. It's part of my adventuring gear. I have 10 torches.
Oh, that's right. We do have all 10
Alright,
torches.
I think everybody should have torches.
Yeah, we've all
My
got.
hands are full though, so I'm gonna let other people hold the light for me.
Let's put it. Let's have the people, the victims hold the torch as well.
Okay. I'll
Just so that we.
hold out a torch to one of them. When
Okay.
they take it, I'll let go and it immediately bursts into flame.
Nice.
Flashy.
Beautiful.
Weird flex, but okay.
So now with the torchlight
That's what I got.
pushing back the darkness, are you moving at a regular pace now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
regular
so.
pace to catch up with them.
Okay, so you'll have to be moving at probably a double march if you want to catch up to them.
I'll be a little bit behind then.
Yeah, because you're carrying.
I gotta go regular pace.
Yeah, you're carrying some.
I'm dragging
some
the
people.
sled.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys go ahead and catch up with them?
We'll go
and
on
stop
ahead.
them.
We'll go on ahead and get their attention.
Okay, so I'm assuming that one of you two has one torch, and then there's another torch behind with Ignat. Are you taking both?
Well, I have my own torches, so I'm just gonna pull out one of my torches.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of the people on my sled, I think, is going to be holding on to one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, excellent. So, Mallory and Ignat.
And then Ilea can stick with me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And D too. You rush up. Actually, I think D would go with both of you, with Varys and Ilea. Jumping through the forest, eventually. Wow. You guys get relatively close to the patrol before they notice you coming. Like Mallory, in your mind, you're like, what are these guards? Like, what are they doing? And then you're like, oh, they're just like. It's like, okay, give them a little bit of grace. They're just normal people volunteering. But as you're kind of coming approach them, they turn around and finally see your torchlight, and they stop. And once you're getting closer, like, who's there? You hear a voice you haven't heard before.
Howdy. How goes the search?
once you guys get closer and step into the light to get a better look at you, these appear to be people that you might have seen during the Tavernathlon, but hadn't really interacted with. This is a new rotation of people participating in the watch. The one who speaks is kind of a thin, reedy man, pretty tall, has a goatee that kind of comes to a point at the end, kind of longish hair that kind of comes down off to either side, parted down the middle. He's just kind of holding the torch up and says, "Oh, it's you folk. You Tavernathlon, right? What the hell's you doing out here at night?"
Well, we're doing the same thing that you all are. We're hunting orcs. Now, listen, we've got some hostages that we found. They were captured by the orcs, and they're badly injured, and they need help. So, if you wouldn't mind, we need to get them back to town right now.
Roll a persuasion check.
15?
Okay. Hostages? You mean you found them? They were taken.
Yes, we found some people that were taken. So
where are they? I don't see them with you.
they're in tow.
Like
Our friend is carrying them. You should be able to see him shortly.
He kind of looks around and says, "Well, all right. I mean, you want us to take them? You can see that he's kind of trying to figure out what the best thing is to do, because you have that needs to maintain the watch to prevent orcs from attacking, but also there's this other thing that he's trying to figure out what the best do. He's kind of looking at the others for support, and there's probably only like one Palisade officer who's there, relatively low ranking. It's actually, it would be this guy, because he's the one who's talking, and so he's like, all right, well, he'll just kind of call for a halt for a minute. It's like, he kind of looks over and sees the faint glow of Ignatz approaching in the distance. Is that them? Then?
Yeah, that's them right there.
All right, we'll keep moving slowly so that we maintain the separation. Get them closer, then we'll see what we can do about that. And so they eventually kind of moving at a slower pace, allowing for Ignatz eventually to crest over a small dip and rise and come down with this makeshift sled, which has been over the course of these last hours, slowly been fragmenting and coming apart.
Yeah, it used to be 10 feet long. Now it's 6 feet long.
Yeah.
The lady on the back has her knees tucked up, so she's not dragging her feet on the ground.
Exactly. Yeah. To anybody who didn't see what it looked like before, it looks pitiful. The contraption that's coming around, but as soon as you come into view, they recognize your visage, Ignatz, and this man gestures over to them, and they come over and recognize the woman. They're overly joyed. Alea comes up slowly behind with D. Oh no, D's with you guys already. Comes up with the other woman. They set him down. It's like, whoa. It seems like a lot of them. I mean, it's a small town, so everybody they recognize. There's a brief gathering ceremony, kind of checking up on them, seeing how they're faring. They're not much better. It's like the man who said, "This is incredible. We've been trying to find where they were taken for almost a week now, and obviously we're not really equipped for such thing. But thank you."
Yeah, well,
That sled looks like a very interesting contraption that you've put together there.
well, we're We had to make do with what we had. You see, the orcs, we found the camp.
Yes, I gather as much. And there's, with everybody now, there's probably only like 5 that were within the sentry group. And so you guys have doubled in size, essentially. We'll say, we need to get them back, but we also need to make sure that our sentry position maintains its current size. So we can either take them, or we can point you, and he points off in direction. And it turns out that you guys had veered a little bit too much to the east on your way back, and so
of course,
it was a little bit to your right. It's like just 20 minutes or so in that direction.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
we'll
we
make
can
our
go
way.
the rest of the way back.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
We'll make our way.
Okay. So you bid adieu to this sentry group and head off in that direction. You guys are close enough that you don't need to make another survival check to locate the town, because once you get close enough, you can see torch lights and sentry lights kind of posted all throughout the kind of perimeter, unofficial perimeter of this city, this village. And you come into the village proper, where nobody is outside. It's dead of night. There are some clumps of snow that are beginning to stick around like the bases of some of the buildings. Where do you go?
Soon we try to make our way to whatever the town's hospital or like care facility is. There's got to be a healer, and if not, then we would go to the church.
Yeah. Most infirmaries are kind of run by the church. If you were to locate where the church might be, whoever's leading this, make an investigation check.
D is still with us, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
D
with you.
should know.
We got a local.
Mm-hmm. She'll point you in the direction to where the local rectory is before separating, ostensibly to go back to the lady of the village, with the promise to bring word that they've been recovered and where to find them. So, who knows if you'll see...
And I'll tell her, when D takes off, I'll say, tell the lady we'll stop in tomorrow afternoon.
Of course. Yes. I think we all want some rest. And...
Thanks.
It's a bit of an understatement.
And she just turns around and stalks off back toward Lady Kiyomoto's residence. You find the rectory, and you've seen chapels. You've seen chapels in small villages. You've seen the chapel in Sakoru. This one is smaller. It's probably half the size of the tavern of the Bottomless Barrel, which itself is quite entertaining and funny when you think about it. And it looks like the same architecture and design as the other cabins in the area. It's just a little bit longer. And in fact, the only thing that kind of separates it as a rectory is the sign out in front. Otherwise, it just looks like a normal cabin with a patio. It's got...
All right.
It does have some double doors, and there are like 2 small stained glass windows off either side. But other than that, it blends in with the aesthetic of the village.
It's quaint. It's a cute little church. Well, we'll go up to the door, and I suppose we'll knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and it just kind of opens. The churches in general don't usually lock up. They're open all hours of the day and the night. The door swings open, and you can see it does look like the other chapels that you've seen, except there's only a singular row of benches, as opposed to having 2 or 3, depending on the size. There's the small kind of podium pulpit with the altar table with the raised up on the area, and the symbol of Alash on the back, the 12-sided star. There are some candles kind of on the corners flanking either side of the podium that are lit, and you see a dwarvish figure kind of just apparently like lighting some of the candles. You can hear a faint mumbling from underneath. The door turns around. As you step inside, the figure turns around, and it's a dwarvish woman in the most clerical robes that you've seen within the village, in that it is a simple robe and a simple sash. The green mantle with the golden symbology that you've seen before, as this is a rectory of knowledge, of the knowledge seminary. The dwarvish woman turns around. Her hair's a light auburn brown. Hard to tell age with dwarves sometimes. Eventually they just kind of reach a point where they all kind of more or less look the same.
They just look old.
She turns around and sees you filing in. Oh, hello. Welcome, of course. The Alash welcomes you. And she kind of fades away as the other three women come in. And her eyes widen immediately, like, oh, Alash above, heaven help us. And she immediately rushes over to you. She immediately kind of bypasses you guys and goes straight for the women who do not look in good shape at all, who are now kind of walking in with some assistance. Oh, look at you, what have they done to you? She takes two of them on either shoulder and she kind of pushes them. Let me look at my note. 1 second. Let me double check the name here. Where is it?
Where is it?
Oh, there it is. She shouts. She shouts up. Rorden, wake up! We need your assistance. And she kind of beckons. I think Ilea would have the third one to follow. And by the time they get to the other side, one of the side doors opens up, and you see the rector, the other dwarven man, kind of come up. His hair and beard are just a little bit disheveled. He's kind of like in the process of like combing it up and like tying up one of the things. It looks like he's just been woken up. It's like, you cool. Oh, well, you've returned, and sees the women's like, and been quite successful, I might add. Well, I'll be above. And he kind of turns back as they kind of exchange words in Dwarvish, which I don't think any of you understand. And
Nope.
the other dwarvish woman takes the three women back into the other side door, and he approaches with a wide smile that you can only tell he's smiling because of the way the beard kind of upturns at the sides. And he says, I knew that you would be an answer to our prayers. I just knew it. I didn't lose faith at all. And the fact that you've returned with them alive, this is so much better than I even, am ashamed to admit, thought it would be. We thought we had lost them. You've done a great service for our little village here.
Oh, glad we could help. Yeah, we were lucky to find him, and even luckier to get us all out of there alive.
Oh, to say, it's not very. Sometimes the forest cannot be a very inviting place, particularly at night. So, and he'll just do a cure wounds on each of you, those of you that need it.
Nice. Yeah, I'll take it.
So,
I mean, I don't really need it, but
Mallory, you
Ignatz.
get 7, and Ignatz also gets 7.
Nice. Ignatz holds out his gauntleted hands and kind of like pulls the gloves off, and you can see there's blisters on the inside. So
Yes.
he's been like holding these poles for like 3 hours.
Precisely.
And those just heal up instantly.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, that's a lot better.
And he says, "No, have you seen the lady of the village yet?
Yeah, we were going to go talk to her in the morning.
Tomorrow? Oh, all right then.
This
Because if I
This obviously
understand
took priority.
you were interested in finding some information about certain beasties and animals that kind of roam the forest. I understand you were hunting one of them. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
I did find some of that information. If you would like to get it right now or wait until the morrow.
Yeah, perhaps tomorrow is better once we've all had a chance to
All right
sleep.
then. Of course.
We're all
You've
quite
been
tired.
to quite an ordeal, I'll say. Best you get some rest then, and we'll find you tomorrow in the morning after everyone's nice and well rested.
Right. I appreciate that.
Ignatz is like swaying on his feet a little bit. Like he finally just finished the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The exertion is over, and now he's got the sleepies, something fierce.
All right. Well then, you've done a great thing for us once again. We'll reconvene tomorrow in the morning. I suspect you'll be fine if you just return to the place of the residence of the lady. Otherwise, we'll find you.
Okay.
All right then.
Oh,
Yes, that works for me.
off to bed then. Then he turns around and goes back into the doors as well.
Don't have to tell me twice.
You guys saunter back
Stumbles out the door.
through the village, Ignatz in particular. You go enter the tavern, the bottomless barrel, completely empty. It seems like even the owner, isn't present. There's nobody to service, so. And you just make your line straight back to the back, collapse on your hostel booths and your beds, and fall asleep.
Immediately.
Maybe we should take watches, and then passes out.
It's a great idea.
Okay. So
I'll take the first.
Clearly.
And he's out. He's just gone.
you're more than welcome to take watches. I rolled to see if there's any
I'm
random
not gonna-
encounters. There's not going to be, so order doesn't
I was
really
just saying,
matter.
I don't think any of us are going to take watches. I think we're all so tired that we
Yeah.
just get back
Yeah.
and collapse.
I was saying it as more of a joke
Yeah.
than anything else.
Mm-hmm. So you all collapse. You all take your long rest.
Okay. I will go ahead and attune to the rapier doing this as well.
Okay. And with the start of a new day, with the sunlight breaking through the clouds after the overcast day that happened, you can see kind of filtering in through some of the rafters. We will pick up here next time. A new day.
Great.
Good team.
Huzzah! That was
Huzzah, magic
perfect.
powers.
Huzzah, magic powers.
See, I've discovered when in doubt of my preparation, random encounters.
Yep.
It does work. Keeps the simpletons entertained.
Yeah, after you finish the recording, I have an idea to bring up.
Honestly, because like when you roll the
Real quick.
dice, you roll a d20 to see if there's a random encounter or not.
Mhm.
It's been rolling unusually well for triggering encounters.
Random encounters.
Like there was at least one random encounter on the way up to the encampment, and then on the way back, there was one. So it was more of a challenge. Like with each failure that you guys had on a stealth roll on the way there, I rolled to see
Mhm.
if there was an encounter, if anything picked up on it. And then on the way back,
Wow.
I only
The
rolled.
one failure.
Yeah, and then on the way back, it was the natural one that, and it rolled enough to trigger a random encounter. So
Well, that's just classic.
Not my fault. Sorry, guys.
I wonder
My bad.
how to, because that was kind of that was at least 3 or 4 combat encounters without resting.
It
Yeah.
was 3.
Yeah, we had 3.
We didn't have a chance to even short rest.
Yeah, it's kind of a gauntlet.
Yeah,
I was
a
going
little
to try
bit.
to argue for a short rest before we left, but nobody else was going to need one, and it was probably best to get out of there.
Get out of Dodge quickly.
I used all of my consumables for the day.
Wow.
Dang.
I used almost all of my spell slots.
That's what I
I
aimed
held on
for.
to. I held on to a few just in case. I was like, just in case the orcs come after us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a mechanic, like, they might have been following. It might have been a chase there at the end, depending on how things went up. But you guys were pretty good at covering your tracks.
Yeah, we rolled some good survival and stuff at the beginning of that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it helped.
It's a good thing too.
Well, excellent.
Well done, team.
I should be
Well
available next Sunday.
Great.
I should too.
Cool.
Yes, I am
Me
next
too.
Sunday.
Me too.
All right.
And then moving forward, so after next Sunday, I'm going to start working every other Sunday,
okay.
but I'm doing a different job, so I can still be on the call because I don't have to recept patients.
Gotcha.
But there will be times that I have to step away to go do some paperwork.
Okay.
But that's about it.
Cool.
Okay.
So yeah, I won't have
Jared,
to just be sitting there waiting for patients anymore.
Jared, you sent out a when is good for that month, right?
I
November? Okay, perfect.
Also, last thing, if there are no further objections to the D&D challenge sheet that I sent out, then I'm just going to go ahead and say that it becomes active now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Let's do it.
So, from here on, it is live. If you do something, just like take a picture, send it in the chat, be like, I did this.
Okay. I'm
I
gonna
did
I'm
And
gonna
then-
end the recording.
Say something.
I'm gonna end the
Yeah.
recording.
Okay.
Bye,
Bye,
Caleb.
Caleb.
Bye, Caleb.
Bye, Caleb.